ladies and gentlemen, I am genuinely surprised I caught that without hitting myself in the head. I was on Shop Karls' website the other day and saw this box. This is the BioSpawn, I believe it's called the BioSpawn Bundle. It was like 40 bucks. And it's supposed to be filled with BioSpawn lures of all different kinds. Now, if you don't know anything about BioSpawn, it's a lure company that's by Ketchco, like the box says right there, BioSpawn by Ketchco. And they make pretty innovative lures, soft plastics, and I think a couple of hard baits as well. We're gonna open this up and figure it out. But I saw this on shopkarls.com, who does not sponsor the channel, but maybe someday, right? Shop Karls, looking at you, maybe. We'll figure it out later. But I was on the website and found this box and thought, well, I love opening boxes of lures. I'm gonna get that one. I also like BioSpawn lures. So I have to get this. I quickly read through the description, but I kind of wanted to keep it a surprise. So I know roughly what's in this box, but I don't really know everything that's in this box. So I got it in the mail today. I thought I would bring it up to the studio, which is my guest bedroom on the second floor of my house. I would open it up with you and see what all is in it and give you my reactions to this box, my reactions to what all is in it, and then also just in general what I think of the box. My first impressions of it is it's a pretty sick box. Like, not only, okay, it's a big massive box, but like, look at the graphics on it. Warning, for eyes only, genetically engineered, executive order, you know, it says genetically engineered, ready for deployment. Like, this is a really cool box. And I know BioSpawn makes some cool lures because I've used some in the past. So let's open this up. Awesome, it's a box in a box. Wish I had known that before I threw it up in the air and started rolling the camera. Taking it out of the smaller box. As it is, I'm just gonna have to tear up the BioSpawn box. Good thing I got my thumbnail before I started filming. All right, less awesome looking box. Let's open this up and see what's in it. Okay, first thing, let's see. Exo Swims, 4-inch swim baits, paddle tail swim baits. These are Pro Blue Red Pearl. So you got blue on the top and what does it say, red pearl? Oh yeah, I can kind of see that as the light's going through it. The pearl or white on the bottom is kind of a red color, or has a red like translucence to it in certain lighting. So some red and blue looking swim baits. Those are pretty cool. I love the Exo swim baits. I throw them on the back of chatterbaits all the time, on the back of spinner baits. I will throw it just Texas rigged or, you know, by itself. Paddle tail swim bait is like one of the most basic soft plastics of all time. It's one that you have to have in your box pretty much. So, and this is a kind of a unique color, really. The blue as like the main color of the body, and then like the pearl with a little bit of red translucence on the bottom. So something a little bit different, which is cool. Really, really cool. Next thing I see is my favorite lipless crankbait. I mean, look at this. The Rattlebot. How sick is that? That's just the coolest looking lipless crankbait I've ever seen. Sinking lipless crankbait, 2.5 inch. It's a 1/2 ounce. This is called Hot Sauce, which I love that. But red, obviously supposed to look like a little crawdad swimming through the water there. But just the shape, the action, because I've got a couple other of these that I've used before, is just insane. That's such a cool lipless crankbait. Next thing is, oh, well, it's the like pamphlet with all the stuff in it. We'll go through that in a little bit. All right, next thing I see is the Exo Ribbon, which is their 10-inch ribbon tail worm. You can see there. The color is green pumpkin chartreuse. I love green pumpkin chartreuse in this specific application. Something like a ribbon-tail worm or a lizard, which I throw a lot. The Zoom lizard with green pumpkin or just pumpkin and chartreuse on the tail. Or I'll just dip green pumpkin baits with a ribbon tail or something like that in chartreuse. What can you say? I mean, that's such a cool looking worm, and the ribbed body is really cool. It gives it a cool action in the water. Same with the paddle tail swim baits, they've got a ribbed body. So there's all the cool information about it. You can go read if you want to learn more about BioSpawn, like lures or whatever. You can go to Shop Karls and read all of this information about it. Like I said, I'm not sponsored by BioSpawn or Shop Karls. I just love these lures. So next thing is the Vile Bug in Okeechobee Crawl. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I have a pack of these from a mystery tackle box maybe. But they are a bug bait or a beaver style bait there, but it's really, really cool. You can kind of see maybe with the light there, it's got some like holes through it. It just gives it a cool like action. I love the claws on the top. The Okeechobee Craw is really cool because it's green pumpkin on the top, bright blue on the bottom. So you can probably see that pretty well in the camera there. So you got the green pumpkin on the top, which is like the main color, and then the blue on the bottom. So I like throwing things that are green pumpkin blue around here because the water is mostly clear a lot of the times, which that color works in really, really well because it's mostly green, and then you've got that blue that's like a pop when the light hits it or something. But sometimes when the water is a little bit more murky and stained, like today I took out my kayak and the water was just kind of murky, right? Because it was cloudy and overcast. It had been raining the day before. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. So the water is just dingy and a little bit murky. So something blue or black and blue, it's ideal for that kind of condition. So something like that you can use in both conditions. So for me, I can throw something like that's green pumpkin and blue almost all the time, and it will still be pretty effective where I'm fishing. So really good color pattern there. I'm so excited about these. The Exo Ned, the 3-inch Ned bait in a coffee craw. I like that. It's like a brown, there's red and blue and silver, and I think gold I see in there. Flake in it. But it's just a Ned rig bait, and it just looks like really it looks like a snail, honestly, but which is really cool. One of the things is like trapped in here that I can't. There we go, got it. That was gonna bug me if it was like trapped down in there. But yeah, it's like a really dark brown on top with maybe like a lighter brown or almost orange color on the bottom with lots of color. Flake in it. So I love a good Ned rig bait. There's not much better than a Ned rig around here. If you watched my video last week about my favorite finesse techniques, you'll know that I don't put the Ned rig up in my top 3 finesse baits yet. I think after this year I probably will because I'll use it a lot more. But as of now, it's still an honorable mention. Maybe number 4, right? In my favorites. All right, next we've got the 5-inch Vile Minnow in Shad Smoke. So like a fluke style bait. I'll give you a better look at the back of it there. Like a fluke style bait and mostly translucent with a little bit of like gray blue, blue, gold, silver flake in it. I don't use a fluke a whole lot. Now I will throw it on the back of a chatterbait. I did that a lot today actually, and a spinnerbait. Other than that, I don't really use a fluke like weightless or Texas rigged or anything like that very often. Now, sometimes I do, but not very often. However, the thing I like about this Vile Minnow compared to other flukes that I've seen is that, I don't know if you can tell from the packaging there, they're a little bit beefier. So the body of the minnow has a little more bulk to it. and then it still tapers off into this really nice forked tail there, just like any other fluke. But the shape of the body and just the mass of the body, to me, makes it, or will make it, easier to fish. Like if I wanted to fish it weightless, or you know, as a Texas rig or whatever, or even on a shaky head, or you know, there's all the different kinds of ways you can throw a fluke. But something like this, I think, is more attractive to me because of just the shape of the body versus like the typical fluke, which is like real slender and thin, and you know, this appeals to me a little bit more. Can't really explain why, like in fishing terms, but I feel like I'll throw this a lot more than I will anything else. So, all right, a few more things down in here. The Exo Stick, which is like their stick bait, all right? Exo Stick, in just black and blue flake. Nice, pretty solid. What is an 8-pack? I didn't actually count those. Yeah, that's an 8-pack of worms. That's pretty good. The thing I like a lot about the Exo Stick compared to just other Senkos, it's the same like length, right? It's still a 5-inch. I don't think it says on here, but yeah, it doesn't say on here, but it looks like it's a 5, maybe 6-inch stick bait, but it's ribbed just like most of their other, or all of, except for the fluke, the other baits. So it'll displace water just a little bit more. Certain ways that you rig it up, it might have a little bit different action in the water, but I feel like it can also be pretty basic. It can be used pretty basically. So one of the cool things about the BioSpawn stuff though is on the packaging, it gives you like recommended ways to throw it. I don't know if you could read that there, but like, so it says rigging options: Texas rig, wacky jig, shaky head, Carolina, or drop shot for the Exo Stick worm. And all of the baits have that printed on there, like recommended rigging options on the packaging, which is pretty cool, because sometimes like you just want to know how to throw something you've already thrown but differently, and there you go, boom, packaging tells you how to throw it differently. All right, just a few more things down in here. Vile Craw, I've used this so many times. This is the sprayed grass, so like a lettuce kind of color, green pumpkin with bright green and purple flake in it. This is just a craw bait, or a craw imitation, and I've used this as a jig trailer. I've used this just as a Texas rig, and almost every time I've ever used this, I've caught fish. I'm not saying it's like that much better than anything else I've ever thrown. I just have tended to catch fish when I use this. So I love this lure right here. A Texas rig craw though, for me, is probably my favorite like soft plastic presentation. So something like this, especially in like a natural color with some purple in it. I love throwing purple stuff. So those are going to get used quickly. I can tell you that right now. Let's see. The Vile Tube. I'm not really a tube kind of guy, but these look cool. So I might have to change that. Green pumpkin orange craw, 3.5. It's kind of a different shape. It's got a little bit, different shape to it than like other tubes from other brands. Like I said, I can't really speak a whole lot to tube fishing because I just haven't done it all that much. But something like this definitely makes me think like I should probably give it a try. I should check it out, because I bet that they would do really, really well on some sort of like finesse rig, or even just a Texas rig maybe. So gonna have to check that out. And the last lure is the Exo Pod. Their grub. This one is black and blue. So I'm liking that like a lot of the colors are either naturals, blacks, blues, that kind of thing. So we're not getting anything too crazy that I won't really use. I'll be able to use all of these. But great trailers. I've used these as trailers a lot. or just use, this is pretty good as a punching rig, or even a sneaky shaky head lure, because it's a 3.5 inch. It's got floating claws, sorry, and it stands up really well on a shaky head, and it just kind of looks like a little crawdad. It's kind of, you know, digging in the dirt, whatever. So pretty good little way to end that there with a good trailer. And the last thing, oh no, not the last thing. This is the last thing. Finesse worm, the plasma tail. It is a 6.5 inch. So this is green pumpkin and plasma. Like, it's a finesse worm, right? For a shaky head, a drop shot, green pumpkin, black flake, tiny bit of chartreuse on the tail, on the tips of the tail there. I bet that would really crush, especially where I fish. Just that little pop of chartreuse on the tip of that natural colored worm, I think would do pretty well. And I love a finesse worm. Shaky head's my favorite finesse technique, so a finesse worm. And I like throwing worms on them more than anything, so that's a pretty awesome way to end that there. I'm glad that I saw that one tucked up against the edge of the box there. And then of course, end with the BioSpawn sticker, which is going to go on my little John boat probably tonight or tomorrow. Actually, I'll go down and put that on there. I'm pretty excited about that. So, initial reactions to the BioSpawn Bundle, I think is what it's called, or Essentials Bundle, or the BioSpawn kit from Shop Karls. Well worth the money. I would have to go through and actually add up and do the math on like what it would cost for you to buy all these packages of baits. Guaranteed it's cheaper to buy the bundle, though. That's why they do it this way. So for value, it is an incredible value. The lures themselves are fantastic and they're proven. I've used several of these and have caught fish before. Love them. I think BioSpawn is innovative. I think they have some cool shapes and styles of baits, and it seems like they're continuing to grow and expand their lineup of lures. Just based on this box here, there was like the tubes I hadn't seen before, or maybe I'd seen them, but I definitely hadn't used them before. The Ned rig, or Exo Ned, I haven't used before, but I've seen and I'm excited about. So definitely check this out. Head over to Shop Karls. I don't have a link or a discount code or anything like that, but I just think it's a good product. I love Shop Karls, so head over there, grab you one of these if you want an awesome value pack of soft plastics that are really good quality and will catch you more fish. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of this box. Which of these plastics would you use the most? Which of them do you think kind of duds, probably wouldn't use that very much? What are your overall thoughts of this box? Was it worth the 40 bucks I paid for it? Or do you think that I wasted my 40 bucks? I don't. I think that I'll use all of those lures and I think I'll catch fish, and I think that was a good value. But like I said, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Thank you for checking out another video. Make sure and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you're not missing any of my videos. Smash the like button so that I can grow the channel and continue to give you these cringy videos. More unboxing stuff, more Battle of the Mystery Boxes, some John Boat stuff coming this year, lots of kayak content, hopefully some more lure-based things as well. But all of that will be upcoming and will be easier for me to do as long as you guys subscribe and like. So make sure you're doing that, and we will see you on the next video. Peace.